In today's video, I'm going to be guiding you guys how to install Linux onto your Windows PC. So to begin, you're first going to want to make sure that you have a flash drive or a SD card that has at least around 16 gigabytes of storage, and that should be good enough for this install. The second thing you're going to need to do is choose a Linux distribution that you want to install. For the purposes of this video, I'm going to be choosing Linux Mint. And so the link for this will be down below in the description, but Linux Mint is a distribution that I really like because it's very similar to Windows and it's really not that hard to learn. So I'm choosing the Cinnamon edition, and to download this, you just scroll down and I click the first option here, and it should download in a few seconds depending on how fast your internet is. The next thing you're going to need to install is something called Balena Etcher, and after downloading this will allow you to flash the ISO Linux distribution that you downloaded onto your flash drive. So I already downloaded this, and this is on my desktop right here. So this is the Linux Mint ISO that I just downloaded, and then this is the application for Balena Etcher. So I'm going to go into this application right here, and then I'm going to click Flash from File, and I have this on my desktop, so I'm going to go ahead and double click that. And then after clicking that, it should pop up to select your target. So I'm going to go ahead and plug in my flash drive. And then after plugging that in, I'm going to click Select Target. It should see that USB device that you plugged in, and I'm going to click Select, and then I'm going to click Flash. And then I'm just going to click Yes. And this shouldn't take too long, but I'll be back once it's finished downloading. Alright, so the flash is complete. So now what I can do is turn off my PC and then click F7 for my specific computer. And then it should give me the option to be able to boot into this Linux distribution. Alright, so for this part, you're going to want to turn off your computer, and then you want to make sure that your flash drive is still plugged in, and then you're going to want to turn it back on. And then while it's turning on, for me, I need to click F7. It should be that for you. It may be something else. You may need to look it up to see which key is going to enable you to go into the different boot options. Alright, so now I'm in the boot options, and here I can choose Windows. I one time installed Ubuntu on this, but it's no longer on there, so it wouldn't work. But I will choose the first option because that is my storage device. So I'll click Enter, and then it's going to say right here, I could start Linux Mint 22.3 Cinnamon 64-bit. So I'm just going to click Enter again, and then it's going to go ahead and start Linux Mint for you. And there you have it. Now you are in Linux Mint, but right now you have loaded it up and it's running on your flash drive. What you're going to want to do is install it to your main hard drive on your computer. So you have the option right here to install Linux Mint on the top left side here. So I'm going to go ahead and double click that. Then you'll be able to go through the setup process here. So I'm going to just choose the language as English and English again. For keyboard layout, here you have the option to install multimedia codecs. I'm not going to do that, so I'm just going to click continue. Alright, so here's where you can choose if you want to dual boot Linux. So that means you're going to have Windows and Linux on the same system, or if you want to completely wipe the disk and just have Linux Mint alone. I'm going to be doing that, and I don't have anything that I'm worried about on Windows that I need to make sure I transfer over. Everything's in my self-hosted cloud storage or backed up securely, so I'm okay to erase everything. So I'm just going to click Erase Disk and install Linux Mint, and then click Install Now. Now it's going to ask me to write the changes to the disk. I'm just going to click Continue, and then it's going to ask me where I'm located, so East Coast. And then you're going to be able to put in your information for your computer, so your name, the computer's name, and then the password to log in. So I'm just going to fill this all out. All right, after clicking continue from there, it's just going to go ahead and do a little bit more of downloading so that this will install into your computer itself, and you'll no longer need to use your flash drive. All right, so it says installation complete, and now you just need to click to restart now. Then it's going to say, please remove the installation medium, then press enter. So I'm just going to remove my flash drive, press enter, and then it's going to go ahead and boot up Linux Mint natively on my computer, and it no longer is going to have Windows now. And there you have it. I am now on Linux Mint. If I put in my password, I'll log into the desktop. There we go. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new around here. And as always, don't be average, be different.